Hey YouTube, it's Tongson Lupin 6 here with another video, and today is going to be something different. Today is a DIY project. This is my first time trying out these videos, so don't get me wrong if I mess up. Okay, so today we're going to make this mason jar. I'm doing another one because this is the one I already made, and I use it to hold my money. So let's get started. Alright, so this is what you're going to need for your DIY mason jar. You're going to, of course, need a mason jar. And if you can find one with a zinc lid, good, but I couldn't find one, so I had to use this lid. The next thing you're going to need for your mason jar is you're going to need at least 3 different shades of the color of your choice. I picked red because I'm going to do a heart mason jar, and a white. You're going to need a white for any color, but you're just going to need a white, okay? You're going to need some paper plates, preferably a lot, because this is what you're going to put your paint on, and paint soaks through a lot. You're also going to need some X-Acto knives, a pencil, duct tape, double-sided sticky tape, a scissors, and toothpicks. Okay, so these are some sealers, different sealers that you can use for your mason jar to make it look shiny and professional. Well, maybe not professional, but you're gonna need some plastic like Dixie cups. Probably not Dixie cups, but more with the little wax stuff inside. So this is where you're gonna put your varnish. Then this is the stuff I used. It's the Accent acrylic satin varnish. You could also use interior varnish. Totally just knocked that over. Elmer's clear school glue, some of these Craft Smart varnishes, or clear nail polish. The last things you're going to need to make your mason jar are some baby wipes and a white piece of paper. So let's get started. The first step is taking your mason jar and unscrewing the lid. When you have your lid unscrewed, set the lid aside and turn your mason jar upside down, just for now. Next, you're going to take your pencil and your piece of paper, your plain white piece of paper, and draw your design that you want to be on your mason jar. For my mason jar, I decided that I was going to draw a heart. And so you're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut the heart out. When you've cut your pattern out, you trace it, you use double-sided sticky tape, stick your pattern onto some duct tape and cut that out. When you're done with the previous step, you will end up with something like this. I already peeled my paper off, and then so next you're going to stick your duct tape securely onto your mason jar, wherever you want it to go. Now that you have your duct tape stuck on your mason jar, you're going to roll it, pressing firmly onto the duct tape to make sure not a lot of paint will leak underneath your duct tape. As you can see, I've already mixed my paint. I have a pink, red, a little bit lighter red, darker red, and then marbled. You want some marbled effect in your mason jar. It makes it look 10 times cooler, and then have a little white in the middle. You're going to take your mason jar on a paper plate, but make sure your duct tape is completely secured. Some sponge brushes and your paint, and you're going to sponge some colors of paint, all over your mason jar, and make sure to stipple on your duct tape. And also, you can get as creative as you want and just go all crazy with different colors. It doesn't matter what colors you pick. When you're painting, make sure you don't go along the rim, otherwise your paint will chip when you try to put your lid on. This is totally optional, but you can choose to paint the bottom of your jar the same color or a different color as your jar. Okay, so you need to make sure your jar is completely dry, and then you can start to peel off the duct tape, which I will show you in a little bit. Okay, so I just finished peeling off the duct tape, and this is where the X-Acto knife comes in. Basically, you take the edge of your X-Acto knife and dig into the side of the duct tape and peel it carefully off, and do that in a couple different spots until you get the whole thing peeled off. And then you can see straight through the jar. Isn't that cool? And you can do some touch-ups, like I'll do some touch-ups around the sides where the paint rubbed off, and then I'm going to glaze it, which I will show you next. Okay, so now that my jar is dry and I have a nice clean cut, it's time, it's time to glaze it, but first I'm going to clean the heart part with a baby wipe. Be careful when you're doing this so you don't wipe any paint off. Now that you've cleaned your clear part, you're going to take your glaze and sorry, there we go. Pour a little bit into your cup. Pour just a little bit, you don't want to waste your glaze. You can always pour more. And then it's time to glaze. And once you're done glazing, you have a cute little DIY mason jar.